Nearly 50,000 people now have been ordered to evacuate, and thousands more have been told to prepare to leave. Let's get back to NBC's Chase Kane. Chase, we were just talking about not just the horrific pictures, but also the economic effect, which we'll have to come to terms with in the coming days.
Carl, I mean, yeah, anyone who knows this area, this is a rather affluent area. The Pacific Palisades, I mean, Malibu is just a mile or two up the Pacific Coast Highway. If you could see through the smoke, which you certainly can't right now, the famous Santa Monica Pier with that big iconic Ferris wheel, that would be just behind me. We were positioned this way because as the sun started rising, the smoke was clear, and so you could see daylight there. But now the smoke has shifted again. And so we are in Pacific Palisades again. This is the Pacific Coast Highway. That's Sunset Boulevard, the Sunset Boulevard here. As these winds have been just relentless overnight, 30, 40, 50 miles an hour sustained, we've had wind gusts, at least a couple of wind gusts reported above 100 miles an hour. We're talking major category strength wind gusts. That's made it virtually impossible for firefighters to get a handle on this. Across any of these major fires burning in Southern California, there's no containment. They're burning thousands of acres, but they're burning thousands of acres of densely populated areas. I mean, Santa Monica is partially under evacuation. It's just out of sight here. You actually can't even see hardly across Pacific Coast Highway, but there's a couple of condo buildings there, Carl. But we've seen embers and flames spark up as these winds kick up and then die down. Firefighters scrambling back and forth. They're bringing in firefighters from as far away as Northern California and Arizona, Carl, to try and support the efforts here. But really, until these winds die down, it's going to be impossible for them to get this under control.
Hey, Chase, it's David here. You know, what is the threat to, you mentioned Santa Monica, obviously a lot of concern there as well as one might expect, especially given a relatively dense housing pattern there. What is the threat there at this point, or are the winds sort of going the other way?
I mean, the winds are generally moving away from Santa Monica, but the evacuation does extend to San Vicente Boulevard. They're sort of on the northern end of Santa Monica, if you're familiar with it. We drove into Santa Monica, or drove through Santa Monica this morning. Power's out through part of the area. There's more than 300,000 people without power. Some of that is intentional, where they're shutting down the power to try and, prevent new fires from sparking. And sometimes it's just branches or power lines coming down in these strong winds and knocking out more power, as you can kind of see here in the darkness behind me. I mean, the sun is up, but it sure doesn't feel like it right now.